Ed is a really interesting guy in I Mother Earth, Edwin. Um, because the perception people have about it, and I see it in the crowd too. I see women staring at Ed, like, and people really are taken by him, and because he's such an amazing singer, but also this amazing looking person. Like he looks amazing, he sounds amazing, he commands attention. But the amazing thing is how humble and real he is. And he's like, I don't know if he would hate me saying this, but backstage, he's the guy changing his shirt a lot and going, is this okay? Does this look all right? Like, am I going to be all right? And I love my favorite shows are when he feels confident about that. Right. And, and on stage, if he's sort of, sometimes he's at a loss for words. He's so busy singing and wrapped up in what's going on. He might be at a loss for words. He will say that. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to say tonight. And so I found myself over the last year or so playing with Ed before the pandemic, and then the last couple shows I did with him during the shows, if I sensed that with him, I'd walk over and whisper in his ear. I'd whisper in his ear, "You guys sound great," or "You guys look great," and he would say something to that effect shortly after, and to watch the audience explode, and then he'd look over at me and smile, and he does the same to me. He's the one guy in the band that, if simple things, if I get a haircut, the first thing he'll say, "Hey, you got a haircut, that looks great." Right? Like it's all about lifting each other up. Right? And yeah, it's nice to have someone notice that I do that, because it's a silent thing that I do, and it's also a self-realization thing that only just happened recently that I didn't know about myself. Right. So
That was a big aha moment for you during the pandemic.
yeah.
Uh, so you were back on here on episode 32 of the podcast. So we did a full deep dive through your entire life, your entire
Yeah, I don't know if
career.
that was your plan, was it? And that's just what happened, isn't it?
I guess so. I don't know. I don't know what I'm
Yeah.
doing even today, but I went back and listened to it so that it's fresh. So I'm not asking any of the same. So this is a brand new interview. But all that to say is, during the other interview, I shared with you the story of waiting in line at a future shop for your autograph. It was
Oh
an
yeah,
event.
okay. I remember
It
that
was an
now.
event
Yep.
that also had
And
the
Edwin was
Mudmen,
there. Yeah.
Edwin, Sean Desmond, Fifi Dobson.
Yep.
Um,
Oh
I
man, that
think
was
I
the
think
glory
Not By
days.
Choice was there as well. So
Probably.
just touching on your story with Edwin, where you're like, even though he's this rock star, that he, he's very humble as well.
I
So
mean,
that's
he like yeah, he's a very loving person, right? Like
yeah.
yeah.
So all the interactions I've had with him over the years, he's super friendly, super kind. And that one event at Future Shop, so I was able to get in there early. They weren't letting in fans yet.
Yeah.
Somehow my mom and I just walked in, and Edwin was like over in the corner waiting for the autograph session to start, and I just walked over to him and I said, "Hey man, like, I'm a big fan, can I get an autograph?" And this is at the start of his solo career, and he says, "Absolutely, like, absolutely, I'll give you an autograph, but to be honest, I don't know if anyone is even going to come to get an autograph for me. So I don't know if I'm going to sit there and nobody shows up for an autograph." So
Yeah, no, that's totally
so
him.
he
That's
goes, "Is
him.
it
Yeah.
okay? I will give you the autograph, but is it okay if you wait 5 minutes until they open the doors, because you might be the only person that's going to come over and ask for an," like, that's what I remember, how humble he is. And obviously the album
Yeah,
goes
well, that's
platinum, and
it's interesting, right?
there's
Because he's like
throngs of
stunning
people.
in videos, and it's almost like he doesn't realize it, right? Like,
Yeah. But sometimes that's a good quality to have, right? Because if you
yeah.
go to the other extreme, where it's like they know how incredible they are, it's like the ego and all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
So
yeah. I don't think he would be as good if he had that, because the thing that makes him so great is how hard he works at it too. Um, he rehearses nonstop leading up to shows in his hotel rooms. He'll drive around in his car and sing. And he's the only singer I've ever played with that sits with a tuner backstage and sings into his tuner to make sure all of his pitches are like bang on in the center. And he's doing
wow.
this right before he goes on stage. And yeah, he works really hard at it because he's always got that on his mind.